Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Amma ba'd, Habati fillah, as a excellent reminder from the tarbiyah of the Salaf as-Salih, Ridwanullahi alayhim, comes an athar of the Salaf in which it mentions how the Salaf had dislike for asking about hypothetical questions, what ifs, and going excessive into things that have not happened or perhaps will not happen, to be excessive. And even the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, and of course this is where the minhaj of the Salaf comes from the Sunnah of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is to ask about things that are beneficial. We want to ask about ilm al-nafi'ah, things that will benefit you. And in a narration of our Salaf as-Salih, it was narrated, whenever asked about a matter, Zayd bin Thabit radiyallahu ta'ala anhu would himself ask, has this happened? If they told him that the matter had not yet occurred, he would not inform them of an answer. But if they told him it had happened, he would answer them. And this is in Imam al-Ajuri's Akhlaq al-Ulama wal al-Khatib al-Baghdadi's al-Faqih wal Mutafaqih. Ahabati fillah, what we learn from this athar of the Salaf is to busy ourselves with ilm al-nafi'ah and asking about beneficial questions. So that is from the tarbiyah of the Salaf. Limada? Why? Why is that from the tarbiyah of the Salaf Salih? Because we see how the Salaf did not busy themselves in the beginning with the Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in with things that didn't happen, with things that may or may not happen. They didn't speculate. They didn't go into excessive matters. And what we see as a trend in this time, we see from a lot of our youth that they ask and go into depth about so many issues that basically have no import, meaning they have very little or no value for them. Even in fact, sometimes those issues can be harmful to them. And so it's very, very important to know part of the adab of asking questions, of how to ask questions. Ask about the things that are going to benefit you in your religion. Don't ask with a su'ul qasd, meaning to have a bad and negative reason for asking. For example, some people, they want to ask about individuals in order to test you, or in order to have you fall into a trap, or in order to get you to speak about someone that they dislike, or whatever the case may be. But it may not be because they actually want to gain useful, beneficial knowledge. And those are traps from the shaitan. Those are traps from the shaitan. So it's very important for us to be aware of that. Another important issue I want to mention regarding questions, and I recall this from some of the durus of our Sheikh Ibrahim Rahili, Hafidhullah Ta'ala, when we're studying Riyadh al-Salihin, he made a whole dawrah, or a whole group of lessons about the adab of how to ask questions. And he talked in depth about these issues. And one of the things that comes to mind that we need to be aware of in the West is also things that are not haram, then don't strive to make things haram. For example, some people are not satisfied with something that may be part of the custom of the people, and it's almost like they want to make it haram. So then they ask so many scholars and they ask students of knowledge in order to make it haram. Don't make the religion harder than it needs to be. So it's very important to ask those questions which are useful and beneficial questions, and not in order to make something which has maybe become widespread, to make it haram and make a difficulty upon the people. And to be wise and adhering to the madhab of the Salaf as-Salih, which is a madhab of fiqh wa ilm wa hikmah. And we ask Allah the Almighty to accept our good and forgive our evil. Sallallahu alaihi wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad.